Here's the highlight of everything, my super organized cables. Hello there and thank you for joining me for another video. Now for those who are new to my channel, my name is Anais and usually I make videos around Kubernetes, show how different tools work and generally focus on the cloud native ecosystem. So check out some of my previous videos if you're interested in that. Now I'm right now preparing the next videos for my 100 Days of Kubernetes challenge. So I'm taking this week kind of a break to brainstorm. But I thought until I have this ready, I'm going to show you my setup. I got lots of different questions to ask, which asked me how I do different things, what tools I use, what equipment, and so on. So I thought I'm just going to provide you with a walkthrough of my workspace and guide you through my creative process, if you will. No, I'm by no means an expert in any of this YouTube stuff. So just, yeah, maybe it's useful for some of you. Okay, so once you enter my workspace from my living area, this is what you see. Here's Baby Yoda. So every time I walk to my desk, I get a smile on my face because of Baby Yoda. I have one main light that's pointing at me whenever it's dark, which makes it look dramatic. Also, it's interesting to play with the different light effects. Now, this is in my background. I have some pixel screens and a Canva, and then some LED lights in the back that I just taped to the wall. Now, this is my setup, and over here I have some swag, some squishy balls that you can like just kind of squeeze and stress balls, and they are really cute. And yeah, then there are some pixel stickers that I just put on my screens. I share two screens, so I just divide everything that I have basically between those two screens. I had that in one of my first engineering internships where I had two screens, and now I'm really used to two screens. I think it's great. And it's basically like instead of one huge one. And this is my microphone, the Rode NT USB on a Rode arm, which is really handy. Now I plug everything out because I'm super paranoid. So I plug out my microphone as well as my camera. As you can see over here, this is my Elgato Cam Link that's plugged out and usually connected to this camera that I'm filming this with. And then this is my desktop computer and fancy lights once you turn it on. Now I have to clean it, so if you have any suggestions on how to clean this, then please do let me know, because I should do that eventually, I guess. Now, here's the highlight of everything, my super organized cables. Now, as you can see, I know exactly which cable belongs to what, where it's plugged in, and so on. And it's basically all nicely organized in this metal cage that I just taped under my desk because I'm lazy to drill, so I just got some really strong tapes and I just taped it up. It works perfectly so far. Now, it's a standing desk that I got cheap from IKEA. You just have to kind of like, I don't know, drill it up. How do you say that? And then you have a standing desk. As easy as that. So it's pretty straightforward. This is my desk setup. And then over here I have a shelf with some snacks, some books, some plants. It's my laptop and tablet, the tablet that I use for my fancy drawings. And then here are my more books that I want to read or partially have read already. And my Raspberry Pi stuff that I'm also gonna set up soon, but I just haven't had the time yet. So yeah, this is my setup. Now this is the stand where my camera is usually on, and then I just plug in a dummy battery and connect it with the Cam Link. Now this is the Canon EOS M3 camera, which is by now fairly cheap. I think you can get it like for 150, 200 on eBay. And then you just set up the Canon Hacker Development Kit to get a clean HDMI output, and you can record your videos with it. You can use it as a webcam, you can stream with it, and it has a really good quality. That's how I made most of my videos, up to like video 30 or something. So you can get a fairly cheap setup just if you find those hacky tools. I made a video on how you can set up the Canon Hacker Development Kit. So check that out if you want to save some money and buy a cheaper, good camera. That's definitely, I would recommend it. So here's kind of my process. Usually I will start on my Notion just to where, I prefer Notion to take quick notes over Google Docs or anything similar. So I have different Notion pages. As you can see, this is my DevOps Diary Notion page that you can also access publicly linked below with all of my public notes, let's say, with 100 Days of Kubernetes. So you can check those out. Now, I usually go, well, in my to-dos, I keep my daily to-dos, and then I have a notes section where I keep like some notes around what I'm planning to do and some other stuff that I don't want to show publicly. But yeah, so there are definitely some different notes around different topics that will be coming, or drafts of those. And then I'm gonna open up notes, and as you can see, these are my public notes, so I will just use one of those examples. So this one, for instance, setting up Issue from scratch, I take all of these notes before the video, and then during the video I'm just basically walking through the steps that I explain in those notes. So it's pretty straightforward. Sometimes obviously I'm googling a lot of different things, so that will be next step. And then once I'm ready, I'm just gonna open OBS. And I have here like my video capture in my face, then my audio, some overlays that I'm not really using, and my display, so I can show you how that works. Yeah, so I'm just gonna record it, and then once I'm finished recording, I have everything right here within my video section. So here we'll have all those raw videos. No, these can't be used directly within DaVinci Resolve. I'm using DaVinci Resolve as my video editor, so I'm gonna open it up next. But I'm using this handbrake tool that allows me to just drag and drop those different videos. So for instance, I can take, I don't know, the latest one here, and then I have pre-configured settings within like a general profile, and I'm using those pre-configured settings because I'm not good in like setting everything up, and I want everything to be standardized and optimized for my videos. So next I'm just gonna encode that, and it's gonna basically change the format of the video. And once that format is changed, I can open DaVinci Resolve. And before that I used OpenShot because I was on Ubuntu and DaVinci Resolve wasn't properly working there. So now I switched to DaVinci Resolve. They are both really easy video editing tools, so you can really use either of them depending on what you're most comfortable with. OpenShot is straightforward, it crashes sometimes, but it's really easy to edit videos. DaVinci Resolve is also not much more difficult. So as you can see here, like some of my previous videos that I have edited. So I'm just gonna open an untitled project, and then I would go ahead and select in media basically the video that I want to use. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and drop some stuff in there to show you how basically the process works, and then we will go from there. So I just have like this one video that I just encoded into a different format here, and then I will just head over to edit, to the edit section, and that allows me to just drag and drop different assets. So I have those here, and I can just go ahead and play it, and you can really straightforward just cut it where you want to cut it and delete parts of it. And then you can also change the audio. For example, you can have a fade in effect and fade out effect. And DaVinci Resolve makes it really easy to just go ahead and edit that. I'm not big on effects, I just don't know them yet. You can also change that color to make it more cinematic, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. If you want to dive into those, there are amazing tutorials online, so I'm not going to try to do that. But once you're done, you just set everything to YouTube default settings. You give it a name, a location, and then you add it to your... Oh, I have to actually add the location. So, well, let's use this. And then you can add it to your queue, and then you can render it, and you have it ready to be uploaded to YouTube. You can also directly upload it through it. So this is basically my process. There is not much science that goes into it. It's just really straightforward. I also have a green screen behind me, so in case I want to use the green screen, I just make myself bigger. And then I will go ahead and add a chroma key to this whole layout. And that will allow me to then use a green screen behind me. And I will have to change my lens a bit, but that's basically what I do sometimes for some of those videos. And that's more or less my process. So somebody asked me how I make my practical drawings happen. So for that, I have a Jamboard session open from Google, and it's just basically the same one here on my tablet as it is open here on my browser. So it's just a normal browser window and some stuff behind that I was working on. And then I can just draw on my tablet, and you will see it on the screen. And it's pretty straightforward. any tablet, anything that you can connect, that you can open, like draw on and open on your browser at the same time on your screen would work. So I'm just recording my screen and then I'm drawing on my tablet. It's really pretty straightforward. If you have any other recommendation on tools that you think are cool, that fulfill a similar purpose, I would love to hear from you. Now, I hope this video was interesting or useful or entertaining, or I don't know. So if you would like to join our DevOps Cloud community, the link is below. Also have a weekly DevOps newsletter, so you might be interested in that. Otherwise, I hope to see some of you, all of you, in one of my next videos. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.